皆様いかがお過ごしでしょうか。コーリンです。さあ次やっていきましょう。はい、前回はねケセリック総務無事に倒しました。はい、で帰るんだが、その前にちょっとジャーナルをね見ましょうか。増えてます。メインクエストが変わりましたね。3中のうち1人ねやりましたので、残りの2人をやれということですね。ケセリックの死体から見つけた石はネザーストーンだった。エルダーブレインを操るために使う3つの石の1つ、他の2つはオーディンとゴータシュが持っている。自分たちを治癒してソードコースを救うにはバルダーズゲートで彼らを追い、それぞれのネザーストーンを手に入れなければならない。これも同じですね。で結局連れてかれちゃったと。これもあれだな、更新されたな。モルはいなかったが多分逃げたっていうことですね。ムーンズタイターの奥深くでアブソリュートの心臓を見つけた。ネザリルの冠の信じられない力によって制御された巨大な、強力なエルダーブレイン。ゲイルはオーブを起爆しないよう説得された。実際のところ彼はブレインがつけていた冠により興味を持っているようだった。カーラクゴータシュを知ってるっぽかったね。そういえばショックを受けていた。なるほど。なんだ、なんかいっぱいあるんだ、どっかに。あそこか。さて、じゃあ漁ったんで戻りましょう。
You saw Gortash, didn't you? What the fuck was he doing down there? Is all of this because of him? The tadpole, the absolute. How?
どういうことやつはベイの下僕。そう知り合いだったのが一番肝心なところ分かんなかったけど、なんかベイの下僕のようですね。護衛を務めたんだ。そういうことだったね。そういうことか。あいつに引き渡されたんか。おっと宿敵が怒ってますね。よし、一緒にやろう。なるほどね。ゲイル。
I can't help but feel like I've been fumbling in the dark for too long. I've just had a lit torch thrust into my hands.
何の話?
The crown! The one the Elder Brain was wearing. The one I very nearly destroyed. Netherese magic. So pure, so complete, that I didn't even recognize it at first. Most Netherese artifacts contain only the faintest amount of their former power. The ghost of an echo of a memory. That crown was different. I can't fathom how such a wonder survived. Surely everything of its ilk was destroyed along with Netheril itself, but no matter. It exists.
もうあの冠に興味津々なんだけど、ゲイルは。そうだな、ちょっと落ち着いてよ。
That crown sits on a gargantuan elder brain bent on destroying us and everything we hold dear. Understanding its true nature might unlock the means of our victory. We need to learn more about what we saw. An artifact as powerful as that crown must have been documented somewhere. As luck would have it, we'll soon find ourselves near one of the finest book collections this side of Candlekeep. Sorcerous Sundries. I need to go there and learn all I can.
素晴らしいと思うよ。よくわかんないけど。
Their collection of rare tomes is unparalleled. Netherese texts are hardly commonplace, but I'm certain they'll have one or two stashed away. You'll have to forgive my eagerness, but if my suspicions prove to hold water, this could be the answer to all our problems.
なるほどね。そうだね。一旦戻ろうか。そして、あれイソベル、死んだんじゃないんだ。そして、エイリン。
What do you know about me?
あ、そうだ。
You spoke of my past.
それも気になってたんだよね。
I told no one about that. Almost no one. But I certainly didn't share that with you.
There is nothing I can tell you that you do not already know yourself. They trained you well, trained you hard. Chiseled away any part of you that did not fit their plan. They made you forget.
I chose to do that. For the mission to protect Shah's...
Secrets. Yes, that is an old song, girl. Your goddess cares more for her precious secrets than she does her devotees.
Get to the point.
When you freed me, you severed a bond between me and that dog, Thorm. A bond of pain. His, inflicted on me. When I laid eyes on you, I sensed a similar bond. You, tethered to two others.
どこか遠くにいる2つの存在に縛り付けられてい
Let
る。
me help you remember.
You feel Shadowheart's mind tug at the
馴
edges
染み
of
のある
your
感
own.
覚。
You know this
あ、なるほど。
sensation.
一緒に見てっ
She
てことか。
wants you to see whatever is about to be revealed.
わかった。
Your mind joins with Shadowheart's. Something pulls at you both, bringing you elsewhere.
あ、幼い時のチュンリーシャドウだ。もう記憶が書き換えられてる。この辺同じだよね。あっ、あ、やられちゃった。獣じゃなかった。
What? Who was that man?
You already know. Did you not see yourself in him?
親だっ
Do you
たん
not
だ。
recognize your own blood?
My father. That was him.
That is him.
あ、生きてんだ、しかも。
And your mother, too.
No. It can't be. I'm an orphan.
And who told you that? Your adoptive family? You are not to blame. You were young, impressionable. They took you because they wanted to break and remake you. But you are a child no longer. You are a woman, one who knows what must be done.
My parents. I need to save them.
おお、手伝う
Your
よ。
parents are with your abductors. You will need to return to their lair. But be warned.
アジトっつった
You
ら
may
シ
have
ャー
once
の
thought
こ
of
と
them as
だよね。
comrades, mentors, friends, even lovers. They will all be enemies now. You have been forewarned for what is to come, but not yet forearmed.
あ、夜の槍シャドウフェルに投げ込んだんね。
I was able to retrieve it before it sank too far into Shah's umbral domain. Shah is quick to discard whatever she has no use for. I think you know that well enough. But I felt it call to me as I took flight. Whatever Shah calls her own, Seluna has equal claim to. They are one and the same. Their power is matched and mirrored. Take it. You will find it useful. What you do with it, that will be up to you. Same as before.
I'll need every advantage, it seems. Thank you.
A debt repaid. You returned my life unto me. Now go and claim your own.
It hurts.
Shah torments you still. What a spiteful creature she is. This will not stop until you take action. See that your parents' sacrifices are not in vain. Allow the Moon Maiden to guide you at last.
あ、消えた。セルーネの夜の槍。イソベルと先に話した方が良かったな、あれな。まあいいや。これか。スピアだね。とりあえず寝るか。あ、そうだ。ウィルもそうだよね。
Gods be damned. With that parasite in his brain, Father could wreak untold havoc in the Absolute's name. Should Baldur's Gate fall to the Absolute, every one of the coast cities will be ripe for the plucking. We're not just fighting for our cure. We're fighting for my father. We're fighting for the gate. We're fighting for all of Faerun.
そうだな。どこに連れてくつもりだったの？
Worm's Rock Fortress. All travelers to Baldur's Gate
龍
flow
眼
through.
砦。
It serves as headquarters for the Flaming Fist and their commander, my father. The Absolute's armies on the march. Gods forbid a tadpole Grand Duke
なるほ
throw
ど、
open the
そういうこ
gates
と
for
ね。ゴータ氏とオーリンについてなんか知ってることある？
Orin? I'd never heard tell of, but Gortash I know. Or know of, more precisely. A self-styled strategic advisor to Baldur's
戦
Gate's
略顧問。
peers. A bit player with dreams of a leading role,
ちょっとした役者。
father told it. He had no use for Gortash, and even less for his advice. I don't remember much beyond that. But where these chosen are concerned, I have a suspicion we're about to know more than we'd like.
なるほどね。あ、そうそう、溝浦が契約と追放の経緯を話していいと言ってたけど。
Yes, but first a question. If your home were under siege, what would you sacrifice to save it?
え、故郷か。まあ命はかけ
As
るよ
would
ね。
I, and more. I was 17. Father, older Ravengard, had just been named a Grand Duke and was called away to Elturel to help settle a dispute. That's when the cult of the dragon made its move.
竜の教団？初めて
A
聞いた。
religion devoted to conjuring the most evil of
Tiamat.
goddesses. The dragon Tiamat. A 10-day after Father left, I heard a whisper as I slept. Duskhawk Hill. The Queen of Chaos awakens. Go alone. I grabbed a rapier and set out. There wasn't a cloud in the sky, yet not a single star was shining. There they were, gathered at the foot of
電
the
柱
hill.
が集まって
Your
た。
head tingles. Will wants to show you what happened.
おう、許
In
そ
the
う。
looming shadow of the mount, 5 groups of 5
5人の集団が
figures
5
each
つ。
encircle a lofty totem. Atop each totem, a dragon's head is carved, and a massive orb held in its mouth. The cultists chant, first softly, then crying to the starless sky. There is a crack of thunder, a gust of wind, and a dragon's white head appears in the storm. As the maelstrom howls, Mizura's lips press to your ear. She will destroy
はあ、
Baldur's
なる
Gate.
ほど。
Grant me your soul, and I will give you the power to save it, she whispers.
She read the terms while 2 devils stood witness. And I said yes. 1 soul for 1 city.
まあそうだな。バルダーズゲートに関心などないはず。どうして救おうとしたの？
She didn't. She came on order of her mistress
主
Zarya.
人は
Tiamat made a play for power.
ティアマとは力を欲しがっ
Zariel had
た。
other
で、ザリエル
plans.
が主人なわけ
That
だ
was
ね、
the
ミゾ
most
ーラ。
Mizora's ever said. All that mattered was that she got her prize. Another pet added to her warlock menagerie.
はあ。カウト教団25人を単独で倒したのか。
I had Mizora at my side.
あ、
And the
ザリエルもいたんだ。
archdevil Zariel guided our hands that day. I burned with the fires of Avernus and oozed the rot of Dis. The cultists choked on our poisons and burned from our flames. And when we were done, all that remained were 5 greyed orbs atop a pile of ash. My soul was bound, and my lips were sealed.
なるほどね。その時に片目失ったの
It
か。
is the one scar I ever bore of it. Mizora replaced it with a
送信
sending
石。
stone.
なるほ
She
ど。
uses it to track my location and
GPS
speak
埋め
from
込まれたん
distance.
か。
I could flee to the spine of the world, or the depths of the lower dark, and still never shake her.
なるほどね。まあ勇敢な行動だったよ。
I don't know that it was brave. I just know that it was right.
そしてお父さんは
He returned to an unsuspecting city and a wayward son with a smirking devil at his side. I tried to tell him the truth,
Ah,
but my
so
mouth
ka.
couldn't
Shabere
form
naga
the words. I'd led him to the battlefield, but Mizora had swept it clean.
あ
I showed him my stone eye, but he only turned away. After, he said only one word. Go.
それ17歳の話でし
So
ょ
I did.
ああそっかあり
I
がとう
understand.
怒ってんだからまあ聞くかせっかくだから
No, never. He did the only thing he could. In his eyes, I invited a devil into our midst. I was a fool at best, a traitor at worst, and Grand Duke Ravengard suffers neither.
おおそうかひでえな許さないわけじゃないけどね恋しいかな
More than you know. The better question is, did he ever miss me? If he did, he missed the Will Ravengard he once knew, not the hell-touched warlock he returned to.
そうかありがとうあとはあれサニエル
You did it. Catherick Thorm is no more. The shadow's grip is broken.
あそうだそうもいなくなったから呪いは解けるはず
The
だよね
land shall heal.
役に立ててよかったよ
Not as glad as I am. Nature moves at its own pace and bestows its bounty when it sees fit. Give it time. A reward shall come to you when you need it most.
そうかそうかあれハルシンどこ行ったんだろうあアラベッラもまだいるね
I guess I can take care of myself. I mean, I've gotten this far.
At least Shadowheart is armed with the truth now. May its keen edge draw forth whatever vengeance she desires.
あとはみんな特に
Poor Shadowheart.
そうだねシャドウの話
She's
だ
been
ね
jerked around so much. I want to believe the gods keep this world balanced, but sometimes I wonder.
あそうだねゴータ氏の関係知りたい
He
よ
got his
ね
claws into me early. I was a wild kid, brawling my way through the city. One of my mates got wind of a bit of work guarding some indoorsy type with lots of enemies. Seemed like easy money, so I went in for it. He took one look at me and said I was perfect. I like that. Not like that, you know. Just... it felt like a good fit. I kept him safe and he paid me well. Well enough to move into a better neighborhood and put something away for the future. My future. I respected him, trusted him. And he returned that trust, that respect. His life was in my hands, and I took that seriously. The whole thing with Zauriel happened so fast. I had no idea what had gone down until it was over.
One minute I was in Baldur's Gate, a happy, healthy, not quite kid. The next, I was burning up in Avernus with an engine for a heart. Zariel laughed. Said she paid him well for my services. She'd wanted to test her new machine, and he said I'd be able to handle it. He was right. Sometimes I wish he weren't. Evil, evil bastard.
なるほどね。シャドウがまたなんか出てるな。
I've been lied to. My whole life. And I was gullible enough to just believe it. My parents are alive, and I have to save them. I think a part of me always knew that. A part that Shah denied to me.
そうか。まあそうだな。少なくとも今真実が明らかになりつつある。
Indeed. But the truth may yet prove painful. Who knows what Shah still keeps from me? We'd better press on for now, and hope we're ready when the moment comes. But before that, there's one thing I need to see to.
何？
See for yourself soon enough. Just leave it with me.
はあ。わかった。あ、戻ってきてるな。イソベル。
I can't believe it. I can't believe Aelin is here. And my father. I heard what happened. What
あ、お父さんと
become
会話できたの
by
か、
killing
じゃあ。
him. You set him free. You set Aelin free. And me.
そうだな。そうだな。エイリンとイソベルの話
A
も聞きたい
great
ね。
deal. But still, some of the details elude me. Ketheric Thorm was my father.
父親だっ
He
た。
raised me to serve Saluna as my mother, rest her soul, had wished. He was everything to me, all my life. When an emissary of Saluna came to our little town, we were elated. Dame Aelin, daughter of the Moon Maiden herself.
セルーネの使者。
Do you believe in love at first sight?
ほう。まあ、あるんじゃない別に。
That's exactly it. And I tell you, I took one look at her and I just
え、この二人じゃそういう関係な。
she was it. Lucky for me, she felt the same way. But my father was
エイリ
skeptical.
ンはそうか、不死
Aelin
身。
is immortal, after all. I understand it's strange. There's an imbalance between us, certainly. But I suppose loving Aelin felt the same as loving myself. It was natural. Then
なんだ、恋人同士なのか。
this is where I still need answers. I died. I'm not sure how,
イ
why.
ソベル確かにど
But
うして
all
死んだん
was
だろうな。
black. Next I knew, I was being jolted awake. I smelled musty air, I saw shadows. And then my father's face. So changed. So hideously warped.
ほう。そう、マークールの選ばれし者になってた。
I didn't know that then. But I could see the change in him. He told me we'd be together now. Said that Aelin was dead. I couldn't speak. Could only run. I found last light within the shadows. Made a shelter there. Prayed my father wouldn't find me. By the time Tahira came, I'd pieced together just enough to know I'd been dead 100 years. That my father was the source of the horrors plaguing this land. My home. I couldn't tell her who I was. I had to protect them. And myself. No matter what.
なるほど。
It's all out in the open now. And with my father dead, I have nothing to fear. Except for Aelin. She needs healing. Rest. I'm grateful for your help. Your friendship. I hope we won't intrude on your hospitality too long. But I'm grateful for a safe place to... well... just to be.
まあ全然言ってくれていいんだよ。なるほどね。
There you are. I have awaited your arrival with great anticipation. Come closer.
お、どうした？
Feel my voice rattle your bones as I proclaim our victory. Moon Maiden Seluna, hear me. Ketheric Thorm, traitor, apostle of Merkel, is dead at last. My mate, Most High. Darling Isabel is safe and well. Safe and well and returned to
マー
my
クエルが死んでもイ
embrace.
ソベルは
Blessings upon the
平
slayer
気なんだ
of the
ね。
wicked one.
おお。いや、エイリーいなかったら勝て
We
な
are
か
a
ったよ。
powerful party indeed. Faerun itself trembles at our touch. My darling Isabel says we will stay allied at your side. I am pleased to hear it.
おお。そうだな、エイリーのことよくわかんないんだけど。
Ask, and I will tell.
セルーネイの娘だ
Do
も
I
ん。
not radiate with my mother's brightness, her glory? There can be no doubt. I am of her silvered flesh, her celestial womb.
だから羽生えてんだ。なるほど。なんでシャドウフェイド囚われてたの？
Ketheric Thorm, father of my one and only love, enslaver of Dame Aelin. Ketheric Thorm never did trust me, even when he worshipped the Moon Maiden. He was threatened by my love for Isabel, by her love for me. When she died, curse the day, the hour. We each of us mourned bitterly. But Ketheric's pain could be touched by no aid, no boundary. He turned to wretched Shah, the Lady of Loss, for relief. And she whispered into his ear, poisoning his mind. He and his loathsome advisor, Balthazar, lured me into the Shadowfell.
はあ、な
Claimed
るほ
they'd
ど。
found someone in need of my aid. There, they trapped me in their infernal cage. I was killed, murdered, made dead over and over and over by justiciars of every make and kind. I was
そっか、エイリンは死ねないんだ
for it is
な
my。nature. And Ketheric fed upon my immortality all the while. But lo, the brute is dead, and we live.
なるほど。セルーネイは援助してくるかな？
Why, she already has. She has brought her sword to your side, Dame Aelin.
なるほど。
So mighty are her wonders, her great wisdom. Together we will set this fair land free of tyranny and murder.
ありがとう。
Thanks for watching out for me. I could have
さて、戻ってきましたね。じゃあヘイラさん。
Our enemies spread like rub rot. Treat one patch, and two more bloom in its place. An elder brain, bound by lost Netherese magic, with servants of the dead three holding the chain.
すげえ、話が早いな。
Reminds me of old times.
随分と楽しそうだね。
And you?
楽しん
It
でま
is
す。
good to savor the moment of victory. But pace yourself. Our fight is just beginning. When we met, I was licking my wounds. An old bear with her leg caught in the hunter's snare. Now I've slipped free of the trap and rediscovered my claws. It's time for me to hunt my prey. You have a nether stone, and you're on the scent of two more. These chosen have reason to fear you, and I would like to be at your side when you
お、
confront
じゃあヘイラさんも来てくれるぞ。お、嬉しい。
glad to be there. Falling foul of Ketheric convinced me that my grand adventures were behind me. That even if I
じゃあヘイラ
survived,
さんもじゃあ八
I
重洲
should
来てく
hang
れる
up my
か。
blades. But you convinced me otherwise. We ventured into darkness together. Now we've come out the other side. I'd say I'm feeling a little refreshed. When we reach Baldur's Gate, there will be even darker paths to tread. I will follow you wherever they lead.
おお、仲間になってくれじゃあ。やえちだ
How
お
does it compare to a shadow-cursed inn? With the Absolute's army gone, the Risen Road should be clear. We can follow
お
it
いよ
all
い
the
よ
way
バ
to
ルダーズゲ
Baldur's
ートですね
Gate.
じゃあ。
There's a Harper's safe house in Worm's Crossing. Denthelin's Dancing Axe. We do well to check in with them before entering the city proper. Beyond that, our course is yours to set. Find me at your camp, huh? I can remember how to take orders, as well as give them.
おお、じゃあの更新。おお、なんかすげえみんな増えてる。ゲイルですね。バルダーズゲートに行ってから、バルダーズゲートで、あ、感情なんかもっと、おお。もうあとはバルダーズゲートでのだね。そうですね。あ、みんなここに来てたんだね。荷物整理するかじゃあちょっと。金まあ2900だからな。
Why, yes. Once Althea is done with this song, we will be looking for patrons. All coppers welcome, pal.
あ、もう特にできないか。まあいいかじゃあ。
We beat the baddies. Mole should be here by
モノが多分逃げたと思うぞ。どっかにいなかったからね、あそこに。
Lady Light away.
ありがとう。あ、いたいた。ウードブレン。
You helped me escape this hellspit. Then took down the heart of Moonrise, Ketheric himself. Oh, I'm impressed. And I'm not a man easily impressed.
ほう。できることはしよう。
Indeed. You're worth 10 of my own crew. That is clear to see. I underestimated you, kept who I was and who I represent from you. But I
まあ
see
ウー
now
ドブ
that was
レ
a
ン
mistake.
の正体は私実はね
I
知
am
ってるんだけ
Wolverine
どね。
Bongo, leader of the Iron Hand Gnomes.
そう、鉄の
No
手
doubt
のノームのリーダーなんだよね。悪いがよく知らない。
We are inventors of the highest order,
発明家なんだね。
matched, perhaps, but never surpassed by the Gondians at the High House of Wonders. But our forebears were foolish, complicit with Saravok's madness over a century past.
ウ
And
ード
so,
ブレンの話はアンダーダークにいた
we're still
あ
after
の
this
ノー
day.
ムの人から聞きましたからね。サレブクでベハルの子
The
な
very
の。
one. It's the only mistake the Iron Hand Gnomes ever made, and it cost us everything. I have fought tooth and nail to restore our reputation, particularly against the Gondian detractors who live in glass houses.
I filled appeals, pleaded with the High Artificer himself. They've refused us time and again. Now, however, I will make them listen.
何かできることある？
Plenty. Find me in the city and help us save Baldur's Gate from itself.
お、やった。ありがとう。
The way is clear. The light has shown the way.
あとはどうだろう。なんか結構みんな。まあね、まあいいです。魚は。音とかもまああるんですけど、別にね、まあちょっとしたイベントなので。さてじゃあ、まあ、バルダーズゲートに行くまでもまだまだおそらくあるんだよね。お
We leave the heart of the Absolute
Oh.
alive. Thanks to you. You did well to defeat Ketheric. But Ketheric was only the first to fall.
早速ケセリックの鎧を着てますから私。
They will not be so easily won. You will need allies.
味方？味方ないる
You
ぞ。
have the makings of a leader. Your actions have already inspired those around you. Jahira's wisdom will be an asset to you on the journey ahead. Her Harper's too. Halsin's strength and loyalty will bolster you.
ハルシンどこ行ったんだろう、
in
そういえ
time
ば。
of need. But if we are to succeed, we will need others.
他にも必要だと。アブソリュートに匹敵する軍団を作ってる。残ってる人いるかな？
Even if the buildings are demolished, there are always survivors. There are always those who will fight. Baldur's Gate may not know it yet, but its fate is bound to ours. Seek on its streets those whose purpose
なるほ
aligns
ど、
with
まだまだ
ours,
仲間はいると。
and invite them to our cause. Together, we will put an end to the absolute, the chosen, all.
は燃える拳の人たちが来てるね、ここ
We
にね
need。to get back to the city before those monsters do. Baldur's Gate is my home. I have to protect it.
じゃあ行こうか。
Baldur's Gate is west of the town. If we hurry, we'll arrive before the Absolute's forces.
実はちょっとね、入り口の方まではね、行ったんですよ。そしたら、なんかもうめっちゃ軍団がいるから通らない方がいいって言われたんだよね。ここですね。
Gone. Hell yes.
でも通れるようになっている。
The Absolute's army are on the march, and Baldur's Gate is their target.
あ、バルダーズゲートへ。未解決の問題は、まあ、大丈夫です。まあ一応セーブはしておきましょう。はい、セーブしたので、じゃあ一旦やれちかな、またな。
The curse has been lifted. The land's cleansed of the shadows.
あー、呪い解けたんだ。
Death is over.
よかっ
Your
た。
courage has been tested, and in this at least, you have triumphed.
あ、自然が復活したんだ。いや、嬉しいね。ん？あ！あいつだね。次の標的はこいつか、じゃあ。絵描かせてんだ。これはもうバルダーズゲートかな？
Sergeant, if you are
Gortash.
here, I presume Wern's Rock is secure, and preparations for my inauguration are complete.
No, Lord Gortash. We were interrupted. Another quake in the lower city. More severe this time.
So you came cowering to my chambers? I'm flattered, Sergeant. But even I cannot command natural phenomena to cease.
Forgive me, my lord, but there is panic in the streets. The people are afraid.
Perhaps the people would be calm if you kept your nerve. I expect better from the flaming fist than to run scared from a slight tremor in the earth. Get back to your duties.
Duties, duties, duties. Patrolling and saluting and following and bowing.
ぶち切れた、軍曹。
Yes, sir. No, sir. Rip and cut your throat, sir.
あ、なんだ。オーディンか。
Lordling, give me a reason not to cut you to ribbons.
Control yourself, Orin. We need to focus on reuniting the stones or the brain will break free. These quakes are just the
ああ、
start.
逃げるよな、そりゃ。
Neither of us expected the prison bearers to kill Ketherick. They'll be traveling to the city. Let's make sure we give them a Baldurian welcome.
I itch to be
オーリがもう殺戮だからね。
your skin, to see your skull
ここの関係性も脆いですね。
little tyrant.
脆い協力関係だ。
Lucky for you, I harvested a whole family of living flesh in Rivington at high sun. They will sate my blade thirst
なん
tonight.
か変わった。
Oh, but tomorrow, and tomorrow, and tomorrow, and tomorrow.
変わった鎧だよ
My
な。
blades will thirst again.
どっちが次の標的だこれ。オーリンかな。これヤエチだね。どうしたの急に高いとこ登って。
Beyond the campsite, the city waits in uneasy silence.
もうバルダーズゲートまで来たのかじゃあ。 龍眼砦の2杯だい。あ、なんかアスターが話すことある。こうなってくるとカザドールもなんか関わってるっぽいよな。あ、来てるねちゃんとね。
The gate is closed, as is Cazador.
Cazador
and his rite of profane ascension. An imperial soiree, attended by devils and spawn alike. A grand ceremony to honor one exalted vampiric master. And elevate him to an unfathomable station. To place him in a position of such esteem. The world will yearn to kneel and offer their necks.
嫉妬してんのかな。いや止めないとダメでしょ。
But there's more to it. Think about it. It sounds like Cazador, for all his evils, has gotten further than any of my kind ever have. He's on the verge of a miracle. If the time comes and I can stay one move ahead of him, I'll take his place before his blood can hit the floor.
ほう。そうだな。どうしても奴の力を手に入れるつもり？
What's a handful of the wretch's servants? If they're anything like me when I was enslaved, they're all but begging for death anyway. After 200 years of shit, pure shit! I think I deserve something better.
まあ気持ちはわかるけどね。うん。まあとりあえずまあ大事なのはお前の安全だよ。
I appreciate that. I'm very grateful, of course. All I'm saying is, let's be clever about it. If an opportunity arises for me to become a more magnificent bastard than I already am, why turn it down? let's find out more about the ritual before we waltz into Cazador's front door. If we track down my old comrades, the other spawn, we may discover more and be finally positioned for yours truly to ascend.
別のスポーンか。なんで急にずっと一緒だっていうの。うん、そうだな。まあ情報があれば役に立ちそう
If
だ
we
ね。
don't find my brethren, they'll find us, likely with bared fangs. We should get to them first. Then we can make their pretty tongues talk. Unless Cazadors change their orders, they'll be in the dens of this town, seeking prey.
そうなんだ。そういえばいたな、上にな、ジャヘラさん。ちゃんと来てくれてたね。
One final night in the open air, and then back to the city. Rest while you can. I fear that quite a bit of work awaits us.
おう、そうだ、ジャヘラのことよくわかんない
That
の
speaks
ま
well
だ。
of your taste. I've heard my share of bad ballads about things I never did. If you have questions, ask. Just don't expect my answers to
この
rhyme.
人は確かもうめちゃめちゃ生きてるんだよね。そうだな、シセル三者と戦ったことがあるのは本
It
当。
was Baal alone we faced in our time. And bad as that was, he had no elder brain for a lapdog then. Help won't come from the history books or from any old tales I can spin you. This is your story to write. There. Have I fulfilled my role as your wise and wizened elder?
そこまで年寄りじゃないでしょ。
I've passed enough years that counting them is a waste of what remains. Which is to say, yes, I am that old. Ask it.
これなんか聞けるかな。あ、そう、イディシットについてなんか知ってる？
More than I would like. In my youth, I was a brief and very much unwilling member of a colony's hive mind. I felt the way they think, saw the world as they do. Foul, unnatural creatures who find the foulness in us and twist it to their will. But then, who am I speaking to? You have far more experience than I.
今回はエルダーブデイン自体が上に乗ってる。
Do not be moved to pity. It is a predator pinned in a trap. And if it wriggles free, you'll find it still has teeth.
わかった。ありがとう。あれ、イソベルいないの今日。
My resplendence honors yours.
そうだな。新しく手にした自由をどう使い
I
た
am
い？
free from my bonds, but not my duty. The dead 3 are risen. The dead 2 remain. You must face them. I will help.
エイリー多分死なねえんじゃねえかな。なんか聞けることあるかな。
And I will tell.
ああ、大丈夫だ。あ、イソベルかな。あ、違う。
The events of the last days weigh heavily upon you. Sleep's rest is slow to come to one whose mind is so full. The Absolute is not a god, but an elder brain controlled by the chosen of the dead 3.
アブソリューター結局エルダーブレインだった
To
って
take
ことだね。
control of the Sword Coast. All who carry the tadpole are governed by the brain and by extension the chosen. It will take but one order to transform them into an army of mind flayers. This would have been your fate too, were it not for the astral prison and the mysterious visitor inside of it. With his help, you have uncovered the cult for what it really is, A plan of conquest
寝るときに考え事するのは良くないっすよね。どん
themselves
どん眠れなくなる
together.
から
You
ね。
have the power to thwart the dead three. If you follow this path to its end,
考
the
えないよう
elder
に
brain
して
will
も
not
考えちゃう
answer to
もん
the
だよね。
chosen. It will answer to you. Will you liberate them from their parasites and their religious delusions? Or will you use the power you gain for your own purposes?
ああ。世界征服か。そうだな。まあみんなを解放したいよ
You
ね。
will not have long to wait. All you need to do now is sleep. But sleep is not for you.
え？あれ？お、開いた。はっ。え？
You're under attack. Help me.
猫みを襲われたんだが。猫み襲われたぞ。
Fight your way to the portal. I need your help.
ポータルまで突破しろ。あ、ここか。あ、残り3ターン。ポータルで脱出しようだから逃げなきゃいけないんだ。こっちだな。おい。
At the ready.
とりあえず多分逃げればいいと思う。一応やっとくか。はい。多分誰か一人が行けばいいんじゃねえかなと思うけど。レベル9か。まあ同じだね。うであ、もう一回。うだアスタ。あ、なんだ彼女の声ってなんだ。気まぐれによって苦しめられる。機械コード、そうだ、誘発するよね。離脱。林。ジャンプはもう使えないので、そして、まあ、せっかくだから使うか。おいおい。ゲームもまあ霧だな。はい。はい、霊気。はい。5秒。
Come quickly. I can't do this without you.
よし。多分これで大丈夫なはずだ。あ、よしよし。オッケーオッケー。何があったの一体。守護者を助ける。
That orb's about to explode.
え？
I speak from
爆
some
発する？
experience.
ギスヤンキだな。 うすりゃいいんだ。でも爆発するのもしかして。あ、爆発するとどうなるのこれ。あ、これは爆発するんじゃねえか。あ
I'm here. Help me.
ー、襲われた。
Under attack.
なんだ何か起きてんな。あ、違う。なんで松明になってんの。よし。あー、シット。うわっ、みんな行こうぜ。じゃあみんな行こうぜ。おい、よし。で、私のターンですね。まだね。はい、終了。頭蓋骨へ来いと。小休憩。なんか何も持ってねえか。もしかして何も持ってねえな、多分な、こいつは。急げと。ちょっと待って、回復させて。私を回復させてくれ。はい。あ、セーブ入った。おっ、誰だ。あ、あららら、マインドフレイヤーだ。あ、誰これは。誰。あ、皇帝。この人ってもしかして一番最初にいた人。あ、そういうことか。ああ、そういうことか。こいつだったのか。姿変えてただけなんだ。あん時会ってからずっとダメ絶対。よし、分かった。何すればいい。この衛兵を始末。よし、やろう。この人が守護者だったんだ。だからあれか、ディバウダーが味方なんだね。あ、まだ飛んできてない。よし、みんな飛んでいこう。もう飛んでいこう。 あ、ゲートここ範囲に入ってんだ。
Fuck yes.
カラックだね。あー、結構遠いね。まだまだ遠いね。あ、進むしかないよね。
Never a dull moment.
ではでは、ハグデイリシット強いね。でもね、皇帝、念動力、アストラル界の重力。はあ、みんな来てから祝福使いたいので、まずはこいつをやろう。あ、使えるようになってる。よし。そして
Blood follows me everywhere.
うえ
Destroy the honor guard.
お、支配した。よしっと、マックス使うぞ。あ、上にもいるね。おうおう、結構上に。おいおい、やれやれ。アスタ、林。ジャンプ距離が確か伸びてるはずだから。そうだね、伸びてるね。はい。結構視界に入っているが、そうだな、後ろの方から来てよな。こっちの方から行くか。
A better position.
あ、こっち行かなきゃいけないか。お、成功しましたね。どこにいるあった？ここね。はいはいはい。今のうちになんかできることあるかな。多分届かないよね。あ、そうだね。とりあえずここで待機しておこう。ゲイル、まずこっちに行かないとね。はい。なんか使えるのがあるかな。林。
With haste.
まずここまで来ましたね。上に行きたいよね、本当はね。お、カラック範囲に入るかな。ちょっとまだ遠いよな、距離な。なので早足で。あ、こいつおい、いけなかったか。
Blood comes easy these days.
で、私ですね。1かな。おい、今精神集中してないから銃が。うわっ、よし、燃えたな。お、モード状態にしたね。お、よしよし、あいつ死んだ。したらば そうだな、こいつをやろう。急所。うわ、クリティカルヒット。いいですね。隠れ身、お、いいですね。隠れ身 OK できましたね。上手と引き来て、とりあえずいいか。とりあえず知った。うわ、お、降りてきたぞ。大丈夫でしたね。あ、よしよしよし、降りてきた。そして、ゲイルですね。あ、カーラクが金縛りになってるか。で、こいつはじゃあ、精神集中妨害。おい、あ、ダメだったな。じゃあ切り当たり。あ、もう今日遠すぎるか。ここならいけんな。よし。あ、でも科学よかった。妨害、あ、そっか、ずっと降ってるからってことか。あ、こいつだよな、じゃあな。よし。45、打撃にするぞ。おい、ミスったが、もう一回。よし。私はどうすっかな。回復するか、一応。おい。これ残ってるから、精神集中。はい、マーク。王子。ギスヤンキの王子なんだ、あいつ。アスタはまだ OK なので、他になんかあるかね。矢はいっぱい持ってんだよね、割とね。稲妻。電撃まき散らす。まあ急所でいいか。でも43だろう。だってあー、ミスった。食らってねえからな、今な。4から12か。まあまだいいんじゃねえかな。なんか使えるもんあるか。特にないね。植木。あ、まあでも私は回復してるから大丈夫だね。さてさてさて、もうこれ一択ですよ。どいつやるかな。こいつはみんなもうだってやられちゃってるもんね。仲間たちが入らないようにしたい。こういう感じかな。おい、 こいつゼロだったな。こいつはもうちょいでいけるな。大丈夫そうだな。ブレーキ。カーラックもまだまだだね。よし。あれ、私ね、こけてんのか。狂乱状態になってますね。捨て身の攻撃はまあ当たんねえもんな。あ、よし、これでいった。そしたらば投げるか。投げるものいっぱいあるぞ。よし、捨て状態になった。で、私はまだ体力的には全然大丈夫だと。そうだな、炎症させ続けるにするか。うわっ、そしてもう一回。うわっ、終了。アスタね。切迫になっちゃってんのか。あー、機械行動。目標が近すぎる。遠隔じゃなければいいね。あ、有利だね。ちなみに不安定。あー、クリーチャーとオブジェクト、霞、おかし状態。なんか塗るか、せっかくだから。特に塗れるもんねえな。普通に。うわっ、結構強い剣持ってるからね、アスター。残り1匹ですね。はいはい。はい。あとは8。あと8か。マックス。おい、前段。はい、終了。ギスヤンキの王子なんだ。他人の力を使ってるってそういうことなんだね。一番最初に出てきてた人だよね、皇帝って。そんな目で見るな。なんで助けてくれてる？
How is this possible? Goods, we've been so blind.
そうだな。疑ってた。前の姿の方が。そうだな。いや、ここは先にさ、やっぱりさ、ありがとうでしょ。
If I'd known you would be so open-minded, I would have saved myself a lot of effort. But I'm glad you're not here to judge. It's like I said before. I'm just like you.
待って、だって皇帝、どういうこと？
An adventurer. I came from Baldur's Gate, though I was never one.
あ、そうだよね。だって元々はみんな人間なんだもんね。
I longed for more. That longing brought me to Moonrise Towers on a search for treasure. To a colony of mindsets who caught me, changed me into what I am now.
元は人間だからね、みんなね。エルダーブレインに仕えてた。私も奴隷だったが、だが私は幸い脱走したんだ。すげえな。支配下になかったんだ。
rare
アサシンじゃん。
and they fueled me while I did my work. I had the good fortune to meet Duke Stillmain. We formed a partnership, and through
盾の
her,
騎士団。
I became the governing force behind the Knights of the Shield, the largest mercantile operation in Baldur's Gate. People referred to me as the Emperor. Such was my influence. Though of course,
知らなかった。もう割とバレバレな気もするけど。
I was happy
あ、そこでゴータ氏が出てくんだ。
until my true nature was discovered by the tyrant himself.
こいつマインドフレイヤーだぞと。
He tore me from my home and brought me back to the brain, where I became a slave once again. A slave he continued to call the Emperor.
皇帝は人間たちがつけたあだ名なんだね。
Was intended as a slight to remind me of the heights from which I fell. But I have grown fond of it. It encapsulates well.
マインドフレイヤーなのに自我をしっかり持ってると。ほう。反省者のタウです。そうだな。マインドフレイヤーに独立した思考があったとは思わなかった。
Not all mind flayers are alike. I have always valued freedom above all else. In my past life.
元の人間の思考っつうのが結構関係するんだね。なるほど。そうだな。ゴータ司教は選ばれし者だったね。
His hubris knows no bounds. To enslave me, that was his nature. But to enslave an elder brain, a questionable decision. I shall look forward to sharing his downfall with you.
ほう。何の戦い？その前にさ、あれ誰？
Prince Orpheus, son of
あ、
the first
この人がオルフェウスなんだ。
His power has been the source of your continued protection against the voice of the absolute. The
や
power
っぱり
to
オルフェウス生きてたんだ
disrupt
ね。
mind communication. It is the same
ギス
power
の、
that enabled
そうだよ、
Orpheus
ギスの息子だよ。
about the fall of the Elitid Empire eons ago. A power she passed on to him, and that I leveraged for you. When Orpheus's mother left, a usurper took her place.
ブラキスね。
Declared herself queen of the Githyanki. Vlaakith wanted his power, but Orpheus rose against her, and so she sealed him.
あ、抗ったから閉じ込めたんだ。
Bound by infernal chains, Orpheus could never leave. Bound by duty, his guard never would. They were close to breaking my hold on that prince. And if they had succeeded, we would be lost. I am relieved. You
じゃあ
have
王子は
embraced your
どうだ
potential enough
の
that you
自ら望んでこうなったのか。
alone, Orpheus will be much easier to control.
でも制御っつってっからな。はあ。あー。違う。ゴータ氏は他の選ばれし者がアストロプリズムについてした経緯。
Very good question. One that I have been unable to answer. That Orpheus lives at all is ruinous to Blackith. She has done everything in her power to keep his existence a secret. That Gortash and the Chosen found out about it. This is impossible to explain.
わかんないんだ。
But it was important enough to them that Gortash sent me to retrieve it. The moment I found it, I felt a change. My free will
見つけた時に自由意志が戻ってきたんだ。
I followed the feeling inside and found Orpheus. I realized what the prison was for. Containment.
封じ込めるしな。
While my body was within the prison's bounds, my mind was free. I could resist the elder brain.
なるほどね。プリズムを見つけたことで自由になったんだ、皇帝は。
All I needed to do was subdue Orpheus and find allies in the outer world. You.
はあ、なんか繋がったね。プリズムの中でブラーキスから始末を命じられたのはお前か、オルフェウス。
Most certainly Orpheus. He is a threat to her reign. Some Githyanki still revere him in defiance of their teachings. Blackith was safe as long as they believed him to be dead. But as you can see, he is very much alive. She kept him this way because she was reluctant to eradicate such power.
あ、そうなんだ。生かしておいたんだ。だから知ってんだね、この中にいるって。教えてやろうぜ、じゃあ。自滅してもらおうよ。ちなみにオルフェイス解放するとどうなるの？え、恐ろしいことになるの？え、そうなんだ。ああ、なるほど。そっか、イリシットが敵だからってことだね。そういうことね。
The Emperor is telling the truth. To him, you are just another wretched illithid.
You carry a tadpole. As far as Orpheus is concerned, you are already a illithid, a sworn enemy, just like me.
だから押さえつけてんだ。そっか。他の点でも似てるな。
I'm glad you think so. I agree. But there is one thing that you have that I do not. My original body was destroyed when I transformed. Yours continues to limit you. As an illithid, I have far surpassed who I ever was before.
え、イリシットに誰って言ってんの？なんでそんなことを？
I believe we'll have a better chance of defeating the Elden Rain if you embrace your latent illithid potential. I've been studying you for a while now. I believe I can trigger the next stage of your tadpole's life cycle, while continuing to preserve your independence. You have seen what I can do. Imagine yourself with the same strength, the same intelligence, the same devastation.
そこら辺はまあイリシットなんね、やっぱり。
If you let me, I can evolve.
いや、進化するとどうなの？ちなみに。
You will be able to do things you never thought were possible. There will be physical alterations, of course, but only partial. You will retain most of your current form, and you will soon see that the benefits outweigh any perceived.
力を得るために、あ、そうだな。進化させられるんだな。脳変性完全に止めることもできない。
The answer is twofold. One, I can, but it would kill you, as I told you before. Two, why would I? You have done well with the limited form you have.
じゃあ見た目変わっちゃうじゃんね、イリシットになったら。
As an illithid. So, do you wish to evolve or not?
いや、大丈夫です。断ります。
As you say the words, you feel a lurch of disappointment. Your mind bristles with illithid potential. How could you be so cruel as to deny yourself what you want most in the world?
I felt that. It's your nature. You cannot fight it.
いや。
So embrace it.
これ拒否できないんだ。
It wants to evolve, but it cannot do so alone. It must commune with another.
それは何？
Tadpole, nurtured by the psionic energy of the astral plane, cocooned here for millennia, it has become extraordinary.
やんないよ。でも無理でした。やんないとダメなんだね、もうね、これ。
You may resist now, but it's too late. You already embraced the powers the
これ
parasite gave you.
一回でも妖精食べちゃうとダメなんだね、きっとね。
To manipulate, to dominate, to survive. Your nature is no longer your own. You are well on
ダメ
your
なん
way
だ。
to
そっ
fulfilling
か。
your illithid potential. You are ready to evolve.
誰だ、強制か。
A coldness seeps through your veins as the tadpole awakens, its yearning almost unbearable.
え、見た目変わっちゃうじゃん、じゃあ。
The tadpole's essence courses through you. Where it touches, your flesh, glands, organs contract and flood with pure.
一回でも使っちゃうとダメなんだな、きっと。
Different. Your body has never felt more connected. Your mind present in every flex of a joint or muscle.
You are exquisite. When your allies see what you can do, I hope you encourage them to try it for themselves. But we mustn't lose focus. We need to resume our journey. You heard the Chosen. The brain has gone to the city, and the army marches to follow. We must not let them reach it. We must find the brain and bring it under our control.
ハーフイリ、あー、イリシットになっちゃった。マジかジャーナル。エドダーブレインと対峙すると。もうなんか支配する前提になっちゃってる。支配するか破壊するかってことか。仲間を集める。守護者は助けましたね。ハグデイリシット。あ、完了したな。次の段階するんだ。はあ、なるほどね。この辺はまあ完了したと。はい、ということで、イリシットになってしまいましたね。ということで、今回は終わりにしようと思います。ご視聴いただきありがとうございました。またね。